Okay, hello. So this is going to be the Afrek Etve video that is going to explain the hymn. So first, a little bit about the hymn Afrek Etve, and then we'll jump right into it. Now, I should preface this by saying that you should be watching Afrek Etve in line or parallel to Katani Horos. And we mentioned this in the Katani Horos video because the Hazzat, as you will soon notice, pretty much in this portion and onwards, is exactly the same as that of Katani Horos, right? So the Hazzat are exactly the same. The only difference is this portion here for Afrek Etve. So once we have this portion down, we'll go through these sections, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these sections because they're already in depth explained within Katani Horos. So if you learn that hymn, which we do during the Holy 50, you'll be able to do Afrek Etve, which we ultimately are doing during Ascension. So the main question is, okay, what is Afrek Etve? What are we doing with Afrek Etve? What's the meaning of the hymn? Maybe a little bit of information on that end first. So Afrek Etve, similar to Katani Horos, is a festive hymn, and we are doing Afrek Etve during the feast of the Ascension. Okay, so this is going to be done during the liturgy of the word, and Afrek Etve translates to he bowed heaven. So the words are, he bowed heaven down and descended, and a cloud was under his feet. He rode on the cherubim. He flew on the wings of the wind. May the heavens rejoice. May the earth be glad. May all groups of the Orthodox faith rejoice. For Christ, the only begotten God, has ascended into the heavens. And there's that refrain, for Christ, the only begotten God, has ascended into the heavens. And that's the refrain. And then after that, um, it breaks off. So we're going to go up to the refrain, right? So kind of similar to Katan Yichoros, which celebrates the resurrection. This is celebrating the ascension and pretty much replaces Katan Yichoros. So it's done the same time, liturgy of the word. Katan Yichoros, as we remember, can be done during communion and can be done after the reading of the praxis. This is pretty much where Afrek Etve would be replacing it, and Afrek Etve can also replace it during communion. So the only difference here is that obviously there's a long version of Katan Yichoros. There is not a long version of Afrek Etve. It's just one replacing the other. Okay. So now that we know that, we're going to go and sing the hymn. We'll go through all of it, and then we'll go through it piece by piece for the relevant and the new portions. Okay. So I'll start here. As we can see, we have our short notes, we have our medium notes, and we have our long notes as always. So I'll just actually do the first part so you kind of get an idea of what these long, short, and medium notes sound like. Okay, so it's going to go. Afrek et ve Okay, so that's what it's going to be like, right? Notice the beginning. Afrek, right? Afrek. So it's going to be two short notes. Aferik, and then the rik is two long or two medium notes, right? So it's going to go aferik et ve afei e pesit. Okay, so that's going to be the beginning portion. So let's practice that together once we, of course, have gone through the whole hymn. But here's how the whole hymn is going to go. Afrik et ve afei e pesit o egnofos av shopi chanefecha ala afolf igeni cherubim afhalai afhalai igeni ten entenithi Nithi, owi, I. Oh, 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 Marefse el Epekahi Marorashi entenifi litiro. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Ente ni pistos in orthodoxos, je Christos pi mono genii is eno oti je Pi Christos pi mono genii is eno oti af shenaf Av Shenaf, Av Shenaf, Epso, Oh, 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 Fi, oy. Okay, now that's the hymn. Now, as you can notice, pretty much exactly the same as Katan Yuhoros. The only difference is this portion right here for Afrek Etve. So we're going to go over this portion. So we'll start with the first line. Afrek Etve, Afai. Okay, one more time. Afrek Et. Let's just practice that portion. Afrek Et. Afrek Et. So get through the afer pretty fast. Afrek Et. Pause. Ve afai. The reason why we have the pauses here is not because there's like supposedly supposed to be a pause. It's more just it helps you keep the beat and the rhythm rather than going through completely quickly, right? Where it's like Afrek Etve, Afai. Like it's very hard if you just go through it all. So you want to kind of have a little bit of a rhythm to it or an understanding about the pacing of the hymn. So likewise here. Afrek Etve, Afai, Besit. Okay, so one more time. Afrek Et. Okay. Then we're gonna go Ve Afai. One more time. Ve Afai. And the here is gonna go higher. Ve Afai. Okay, so one more time. Afrek Et Ve Afai. Then we're gonna go here. Besit. Okay, so total it's gonna be Afrek Et Ve Afai. Besit. Besit. So starting a little bit high and going low. Besit. 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 So total is going to be Afrek Et Ve Afai. Besit. Okay, this part's going to go like this. Egnofos avsho. So you're going to rush through this part. There's not a lot of notes. Okay, so it's going to be egnofos avsho pi. Okay, so practice that. Egnofos avsho pi. Okay, practice that part. Next is going to be egnofos. So practice that. Egnofos. Okay, so it's going to be egnofos avshopi. Avshopi. Notice there's not a lot of notes in between. Avshopi. Okay, so it's going to go egnofos avshopi. Okay, so total it's going to be Afrek Etve Afai Besit egnofos avshopi chanefecha. Okay, practice this part. Chanefecha. Okay, so notice the combination of the two short notes is right? So it sounds like it's one note with hesitation, pretty much. Okay, so from this line, it's gonna go egnofos avshopi chanefecha so starting a little bit high here. So just practice it. This is gonna go la Okay, so it's gonna be pretty high with these notes. La and the here is gonna be the only low note, but these are gonna be all high. Okay, so up to this portion is going to be like this. Afrek Etve Afai Besit egnofos avshopi chanefecha afol. Okay, so let's practice that. Afol. One more time. Afol. Okay, so it's building up here. Afolf, the olf is going to be high, right? So it's going to go Afolf ejeni, and then it's going to go back down low. So it's going to go Afolf ejeni. The ni is going to be low. Afolf ejeni sherobim. Okay, so it's going to go Afolf ejeni sherobim. Okay, so what you can notice here is that the tune is very, very similar to Alleluia Fai Pepi and Alleluia JF Mevi. This starting here. Afolf ejeni sherobim. Okay, one more time. Afolf ejeni sherobim. Afehalai. Okay, so start high. Afehalai. And then it's going to go low. And I add the little E here. Afehalai. To kind of add a little bit of a bounce to it, or, keeping the rhythm. Because if you go afhalai, it's kind of hard. So the E kind of helps out. Afehalai. Okay, so practice this. Ah, ah. Afhalai, afhalai. Okay, then it's gonna go afhalai. The la I is gonna be high, but the af and the ha are gonna be low. Afhalai, ijeniten entenithi. Okay, this part sounds a lot like Alleluia Fai Pepi, Alleluia JF Mevi, Alleluia E, right? All of them very, very similar. Ejeniten entenithi So these four notes are kind of responsive to each other, right? Ejeniten entenithi right? Right? So it's responding. It's kind of reciprocal to one another almost. And you can think of this as ascending. Okay, so one more time this part. Ijeniten entenithi Okay. Then these two parts, exact same as Katan Yuhoros. This is exactly the same as Katan Yuhoros. This long part can actually be cut out. Remember, so for Ifsop, in Katan Yuhoros, we can cut a lot of this out. We can skip it. Likewise, for Afrek Etve, you can also skip this portion. Okay, so the recommendation is listen to the recording at the beginning of the video, go through the Katan Yuhoros video, you'll have all of this down. Okay. This part, again, pretty much the same as Katan Yuhoros in terms of the tune. Remember, so the beginning of this in Katan Yuhoros was Ev Ereb Salin Chen Uthelin. Right? So that's the Ev Ereb Salin. So it's going to go high. So it's going to go Ente Nipostos en orthodoxos. Right? Ente Nipistos en orthodoxos. So we'll go through this part together. Okay. Ente Nipistos en orthodoxos. Okay, one more time. Ente Ni pistos. So it strikes that high part. Ni pistos en orthodoxos. Je perestos pimono geni is en no oti je Christos pimono geni is eno oti av shenaf of Shenaf. Okay, so this part again, pretty much the same as Katan Yehoros. Once you just have this portion down and you have Katan Yehoros down, you have all of this down. So just for the sake of time and not killing you with repetition of the same thing over and over again, that will be the Him Afrek Etve. I hope that you found the video incredibly, incredibly helpful. If you have questions, please message me and please let me know what you'd like to see better done. If there's any suggestions or comments or critiques, thank God, glory to God. Hopefully this video helped you in some way.